Welcome live here to Racing Hotspot Weekend Roundup. It's March 16th. Well, we're recording this on March 17th. Darn editor. Messed up on the notes. Just so you know. Editor. So, happy St. Patrick's Day. There you go. I said it. I got forced. I got forced. Now, here's a first Racing Hotspot co-host, guest.
How you doing? Happy St. Pat's.
This is going to be interesting. We're probably going to max out at our hour limit. Guest co-host, Devin Poslusny.
How you doing, folks?
Oh, God. So, let's get off that. Show lineup here. Oh, God. Motorsports at 60, we'll be covering the Nationwide Series and Supercross. We have a quick 12 hours of Sebring recap. Also, will be the Fox guys who called the race will give us a little bit of an inside. We'll have Formula 1 recap, and then NASCAR. We'll take a quick break. We'll have a virtual race, which I have a feeling somebody will be making fun of.
We're all set. It's okay. It's all set. I'm good. Don't pay attention to the co-host in the corner.
Virtual race, which she'll probably make fun of me. Then again, I'll wreck Blaney. I'm kidding. The points championship and then the final lap. Let's get right underway here. 60 seconds starts now. Nationwide Series raced at Bristol on Saturday. Here's your top five. Finishing 5th, Matt Kenseth. 4th, Ryan Blaney. 3rd, Kevin Harvick. 2nd, Kyle Larson. And Kyle Busch won the race. I was told by my producers that I should try to let the 60 seconds stretch out. So...
We could sing an Irish song.
Oh, God. Supercross raced in Detroit.
Just some creative ideas. Sorry.
There's a time and a place for that. Not during the show. Here's your top five. Finishing 5th, Justin Barcia. Ooh. Andrew Short finished 3rd. Ryan Dungey finished 2nd. Ryan Villapoto finished 2nd. Ryan Dungey finished 3rd. Ryan Villapoto finished 2nd. And James Stewart won the race. Oops. I kind of let that lag out for a little too long. So, yes.
With 63 cars starting, a lot of people looked for fireworks right from the get-go. First couple of laps were clean, but then, as we said earlier, things heated up.
This actually took place under caution. Clearly a fuel issue, fuel leak that's fueling this fire. Even when they put it out, it keeps springing back up. Just a shame. The car was running 2nd at the time.
The only good news about the fire was the driver Ben Keating was out, but then issues for the number 3 Corvette.
Issues. Corvette responded well as fast as they could, but as we later heard from Jan Magnussen, it's going to take a long time to catch that one back up.
Problems all around the racetrack as the day heated up, and perhaps some fluid down on the racetrack because we had 5 or 6 cars off at a time. Damage to the winners in the GT-LM category from the Rolex 24. You saw that 911 Porsche with contact with a prototype challenge. A little stall for Klaus Graf leading the pit lane. After one of his stops, he would have to serve a penalty as well for speeding on pit road. And then the big one.
Yeah, that was an initially, yeah, he went in hard, the car's still movable, but this next move, pulling into the direct line of traffic, resulted in 2 cars being taken out of this race for the rest of it. Very, very disappointing move by the driver, and of course, then the BMW, the 56 BMW, that front left-hand corner, absolutely wiped out.
Now that I see that again, we never saw where that car got damaged. It happened at the same time, so we're going to maybe have to investigate that a little bit further.
The 6th caution flag waved when David Ostella hit the outside wall coming out of the front straight and spun directly into the path of Frankie Montecalvo.
He just got wide going through turn 17, got into the grade, clipped the tire while it just rips the front end off the car. Frankie had nowhere to go, Dorsey.
And although the hit on the wall looks spectacular, that wasn't the big hit. It was this one where Frankie T-bones the car that was the really concerning hit.
Beautiful day for racing here at Sebring. Let's take a look at our 6 highlights or lowlights. 08, Alex Tagliani was leading in the PC category until this. The 87 trying to recover from a spin, pulls out in front of Tagliani. Huge impact, Tommy.
Every time I watch that, I think, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. You know, just some real carnage. You see Tag holding his, generally okay, but holding his wrist gingerly.
Halfway leader Ryan Dial wins the SRT Halfway Leader Award in his Extreme Speed Motorsports HPD prototype.
Now, I mentioned we had a lead change. This is a live shot on board the number 2 car, Johannes van Overbeek. You see the bodywork flapping around. He took a pretty significant impact on the left side of the car. Here's how it happened.
There we look at it from the rear view, heading down into the brake zone for turn 17. Johannes van Overbeek down on the inside as Bryce Miller in that GTD Audi. I don't think Bryce had any idea that Johannes was committed to that inside lane.
It was a great stop, but there's an hour and 35 to go. Let's listen to the onboard here on the 01.
We've commented all day on how much the Ganassi, everybody's digging coming into the pits to try to, make up fractions of a second.
Let's listen to the radio.
The Ganassi guy is crazy. The Ganassi guy is crazy. He breaks in front of me to go in the pit lane. And I think I spun him around.
Oh. So maybe he got a little bit of help. He was down low and tight and had the 5.
Just under 21 minutes to go, and we are green at Sebring.
See whose tires come up first.
Marino Franchitti has a bunch of GT traffic as a buffer. There's Pla.
Oh, he's
There's
on the
DL.
outside.
Here comes Bourdais. Bourdais to the inside of Pla, down into turn 3 under braking.
Right on the gearbox of Dial. I'm sure Big Brother Dario want to know all about it.
One last time down the back straight.
So much effort and frustration at the season opening Rolex 24 at Daytona. This car finished 11th in that race, and that is very much unlike the Ganassi team.
You can almost breathe now. Marino can start to take a breath.
What a stint by Marino Franchitti. This is great stuff.
Scott Pruitt said any of their drivers could be the big man when it came to closing time. That man
Good job today.
is Marino Franchitti, taking Ganassi back to the top of the podium at Sebring. Here's a look at the top 10. Our BMW race results in the prototype category.
Franchitti on top, DL second, Bourdais on the podium. Great run for the 42 squad from Oak Racing in 4th. Stellar lineup there in the top 10 in the prototype category.
So now, as you just saw, a quick recap on the 12 Hours of Sebring. Here's the leaderboard. 01 of Chip Ganassi won the race. And then the 1 car finished 2nd, 5 car finished 3rd, 42 finished 4th, and the 2 finished 5th. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we were lucky with the way the traffic went at the restart. I have to say, when I was backwards an hour ago at the hairpin, I didn't think it was going to work out. The car was a real handful, but finally found a sweet spot right at the end. Guys did a great job in the pits. Obviously, my 2 teammates here, Scott and Memo, incredible. To bring Chip the win at Sebring on his first Sebring, to bring Ford back into victory lane. I was looking at the Ford GT40 earlier. Pretty special, big for Big Machine and all our sponsors.
So now, we're going to send it over to the Fox guys for a quick little, them tell us what, they tell us what they thought of the race. Here we go.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bob Varsha with Calvin Fish and Dorsey Schrader. Round 2 of the 2014 Tudor United Sports Car Championship. Also doubled up as round 2 of the Tequila Patron North American Endurance Cup. And in a wild day that saw plenty of caution despite perfect conditions for racing, in the end, we saw a tremendous battle for the overall victory in prototype, Cal.
We really did, Bob, and it was a strange race because coming in, everyone thought about how would the Daytona prototype configuration of prototype cars stack up against the P2, and the answer to that question was they were very equal.
They were.
Looked like the Action Express team would be the favorites. They started on the pole, had a lot of speed all all day. Chip Ganassi Racing trying to rebound from problems at Daytona. They had speed with the 02 car, but not the 01. Then suddenly at the end of this race, they caught a big break. They'd pitted for fuel. Everyone else had to wait for pit lane to open. Suddenly, Marino Franchitti's at the front of that pack, and he put in an awesome drive, got the checkered flag, and a big win for Chip Ganassi Racing on their very first visit to Sebring. Sensational day for the whole camp.
You might always actually consider that an upset, but nothing like it in the GT Le Mans class where the Porsche factory boys with Core Autosport came through.
Well, I think the fan favorite was Team Corvette, but unfortunately the 3 and 4 car both encountered difficulties. The Corvette boys did the best to get it going again. If they weren't going to win, I think that there's SRT Viper that might have been the one that everybody wanted to win. They also had trouble, but of course Jonathan Bomarito at the end had a really good run. We had BMWs involved in that. We had Ferraris involved with that. Everybody had trouble except for one make, and that was Porsche, and Jörg Bergmeister came away the winner today.
Always tremendous mechanical diversity in that class. Everybody basically had a shot at one time or another, but at the end it was that Core Autosport factory Porsche team doubling up their win at the Rolex 24. And of course, Core completed the double-double, winning the Prototype Challenge category once again, as they did 7 weeks ago in Daytona Beach, Florida. In the GT Daytona category, well, the Magnus Racing Porsche GT America came through, bruised and battered at the end, but thanks to a terrific closing stint by Andy Lally, they came through to take their first victory of the year. Next stop on the Tudor United Sports Car Championship Trail will be the streets of Long Beach, California, another iconic American sports car race. We'll see you then. Until then, so long, everyone.
Thank you guys from the Fox over there. All credit goes to Fox Sports and them. I do not have any of that. That is all them. Now moving on to Formula One. Fernando Alonso finished 5th. They raced the Australian Grand Prix, by the way, Sunday morning at 2 a.m. Fernando Alonso finished 5th. Jenson Button finished 4th. Kevin Magnussen finished 3rd. Daniel Ricciardo finished 2nd. And Nico Rosberg won the race. Now, the reason why there are stars next to Daniel Ricciardo is because he was disqualified after the race. Reason being, his fuel intake was too much. They put a certain amount of restriction on the F1 cars this year, and he had too much fuel going in at one time. Now, actually, side note here, I forgot to open these up. Even though Dave's not here, he was still a pest and made notes. So here's your NASCAR top 5 before we get to his notes. Marcus Ambrose finished 5th. Tony Stewart finished 4th. Eric Almirola finished 3rd. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finished 2nd. And Carl Edwards won the race. Now, I don't know if you want to get in on this, but did anybody else find it weird that the caution lights just came on with 2 laps to go and then it started downpouring?
The latest I've heard is that somebody admitted they fell against the switch.
Is that person now looking for a job?
I don't know about that, but that was the latest I heard, that someone hit the switch accidentally.
But why would the pace car and all safety officials go on?
Well, as soon as the lights came on, the flag man saw the lights and dropped the yellow flag. And when he puts the yellow flag out, everybody turns the lights on.
Huh. Well, I would have assumed that nobody would have turned the lights on unless they hear it from the tower directly, or the flag.
When they see the lights, they go. Huh. Lights first. Tower is probably a few seconds behind.
Well, thank God for the rain happening right then.
Well,
no
I'm
joke.
glad that happened, because imagine the pileup and imagine how many team owners went, whew. If that would have been huge if they had all wadded up in one of the corners because of the rain.
I think the race would have been over in 2 laps. Remember, it's only 15 seconds for around the whole lap.
Crazy fast.
It was at least 2 or 3 minutes before the rain actually opened up. Yeah. So they probably would have finished the race before the rain. Yeah. But the final part of the race would have been in the rain. This, the
cool down lap.
What do you call it? Peel out, the
burnout. Yeah.
Burnout, and that would have been interesting in the pouring rain.
I could see that. Smoke. Oh, no smoke. But
track is awesome.
Totally forgot what I was. Oh yes, I was doing calculations. If they had gone green for an hour straight, they would have gotten 240 laps in. 4 laps a minute. That's
Very probably.
In an hour?
roughly. Yeah.
In an hour.
60 minutes.
And it's 500 laps, right?
500 laps, so in about 2.5 hours they would have had the full race done.
But it would have been boring.
Yeah, because it would have been green flag. Green flag.
And it's the fishbowl. You want some action.
Yeah.
I have to admit.
Well, there was plenty of that. There was plenty of action.
Man, as soon as they dropped the green, everybody was like, all right, go! All right, so here's Dave's notes. Kyle Busch wins. He is now the all-time winner in the at Bristol. That was Nationwide Series. Now to Sprint Cup Series. Wow. I think Dave was a little excited.
Oh, yes, perhaps.
Yeah! More rain, Mother Nature. The one we don't want in the stands seems to be following the Cup Series this year. I think that's also known as Mother Nature wanted us to test out the Air Titan. Just saying. Another long delay. Ain't that the truth? Did Fox even tell us they were switching to FS1? I actually asked you guys on Facebook and Twitter what you guys thought of Fox just switching to Fox Sports 1. I only got one response.
Can I just jump in here for a second,
Uh-oh.
actually?
I mean, yeah.
No, sir, I have something intelligent to say. I actually had a friend today whose husband was watching the race, and at times he didn't know what channel to go to keep following it. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You know how fans basically got lost. I mean, you kind of know your way around a little bit more because you have all your accounts and stuff, but you know.
Too many accounts.
He was posted at the bottom of the...
Fox Sports 1, though. Not on Fox Sports.
Mm-hmm.
On Channel 6, they were not telling anything.
Is that where
If
the
you-
race started out?
Yeah.
I know I was watching it.
Well,
but...
Channel 6 hour local, but on our Fox channel, they didn't say anything. If you missed it, which I did when they originally said it, I heard something, blah, 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 Fox Sports 1. I'm like, what? So then I went here to NASCAR.com like an hour later, and they're like, race will be restarting in a little bit on Fox Sports 1. And I was like, I'm glad we get Fox Sports 1, but what about all those race fans that dropped it last year because they weren't happy with Speed leaving? All those race fans that went extra money just to watch practice and qualifying? No. So,
That's interesting.
every week Kyle Busch has a great car. Can't seem to find any luck. As I remember Darrell Waltrip having a heart attack in the booth when Kyle Busch spun out and his driver's side was facing turn 4. And you heard Darrell, oop, 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 oop. Okay, alright, we're good, we're good. Because he, and I'll use this car, he went up, say this is turn 4, turn 3 and 4, he got up into the wall, okay over there?
Yeah, oh yeah. Don't pay attention.
Up into the wall, and basically spun out, and when he stopped, he was in the middle of the track, so all these cars were basically go low, go high, go low, and at any point, car could have T-boned him. And Kurt Busch, actually, his brother, did hit him,
nicked him.
but nothing major.
Just a brotherly tap.
What are you doing, brother?
He must have stole the last ice cream at home or something.
We're not going to go into that. Then I put grandstands empty.
I noticed that too.
At
Not
the
that I'm reading what you just wrote, but didn't you? You did.
At the beginning of the race, how many fans were there?
Well, the
Quite a few.
Spotty, and then the rain went away, and it's like, is this our local Saturday night race that nobody wanted to go to? But
Pretty cold.
so, and
It
then
was cold and extremely wet. A lot of people just don't handle that well.
And you can camp there, right? They have
Yeah,
campgrounds like here.
yeah, but still, those were probably the people there.
That weather was so
The people
crazy
who
though.
were people who were camping that were putting their kids to bed. Never mind, get up,
Yeah.
go.
The weather was really crazy.
And then Dave said Bristol's not what it used to be, less exciting. I disagree, and then he put back, you don't go far enough. You don't go back far enough. I guess I don't know. Because I I think what he's talking was like the bump and run, Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s era, where it was bump and run, spinning people out and stuff like that. And I thought exciting was, oh, they're 3 wide going into turn 4.
Wait, he's saying it used to be more exciting?
Mhm.
Yeah, well, there was less rules, too, and it was more like a free-for-all.
Hmm.
Yeah. Of course, rules are put into place for protection as well, but...
They weren't going as fast as they are now. That's the biggest. People don't want to realize the fact that they used to do 150 miles an hour and crash into one another. Okay, you know, they got away with it. Now they're doing almost 200 miles an hour, and if you crash into one another, you're not going to get away with it. Even in these very, very sophisticated cars.
Yeah, and I was actually reading NASCAR Illustrated today at school. Don't tell my teachers.
What about your mother? I won't tell
She's
your mother.
not here.
I won't tell your mother.
Just so you all know. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not his mother.
We'll talk about that later. Yeah, off camera. And I was looking at, they had NASCAR Nip and Tuck or something. I don't know if you saw that, like where they broke down last season to this season in February. Well, and there was a picture of Kyle Larson's car up in the air, and I was looking at that going, before he made impact with the fence, his car was pretty well intact, but as soon as he hit that fence, it was like a knife just cut the front end off. And yeah, the cars inside are safer, but all this out and front, and it's like...
Aren't they made to break away easily, though?
Yeah, but, and also really...
See, I do listen.
Just like...
I may be quiet.
Sometimes
but
it's
I
scary.
capture it all.
Sometimes it's scary that you're quiet. Really, and also it's the same with open wheel. This part of the car, I know Uncle Dave's probably watching and having a fit right now, but this part of the car is made to stay intact.
The middle section?
Where the drivers are.
Yeah.
The rest of it can be gone.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, but the inside, which I'm looking in, and holy cow, this is really detailed.
That kind of is protecting them too, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you call it? The concept of breaking away is to absorb energy.
Yeah.
If you hit a wall and you don't, and nothing flexes,
Yeah.
That's a lot of energy.
all the energy is going to be transferred right to the driver.
Right.
But if you hit the wall and the front end collapses and breaks away, it's still a hit, but it's a lot less of a snap to the driver.
Also, with the safer barrier and stuff like that, yes, when they hit the safer barrier, the car's more intact, but the wall took most of the hit. When Michael Waltrip, the one that's coming to my mind, when he crashed into the wall at Bristol, half his car was destroyed, but when he did that, all the energy broke apart his car, and he was able to get out, maybe a little shaken up, but he was like, I'm breathing. Holy cow. If that had happened without that, he probably would have been out laying on the ground, passed out. But, and then I put pit road safety, again, because I brought it up in Daytona. After the rain delay, there was standing water on the surface. They had like when they were coming to the green, the lights, you could see standing water on the pit road.
Now I saw, what did we see? We saw one of the crew members and one standing on
The squeegee. Yeah, and they were...
And that was in pit road.
Yeah, and they were basically... What they did was they were just getting the water out of the stalls. This way when the cars came in, they had maximum grip. This way they didn't slide through. But NASCAR really just went, okay, cars are moved. Let's just get rid of the water in the stalls. But what about when Kyle Butt or Brad Keselowski comes out of his stall and hits Stenhouse? Stenhouse is going to slide and possibly slide further. Just that main pit road area was putting water on the tires. Yes, I understand that they're on a slower speed. They're not really going that fast. But when they get back out onto the track, what's going to happen? That apron was still wet too. They're going to go back up and they're going to spin out because of the the wet tires and dry track. I don't know.
It's fascinating. You have to keep an eye on every small little thing, you know?
And I could see where NASCAR was thinking, get it done, get the rate back underway, come on, come on, come on. But NASCAR could have put them under a green-yellow. You remember those? Yeah, okay.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay, so you know how yellow they go slow, they go
Yeah.
pit road speed?
Yeah.
A green yellow is when they, I believe, 10 to 20 miles an hour faster,
So I think it's 20, yeah.
where they are logging laps, like at the beginning of the race, if they have a rain delay, like they did yesterday before the race starts, and they still have to clear, like, the bottom lane, they would have the cars go under a green-yellow, logging laps on the top of the track. Also, it would help them dry, but it would count to them. And also, it would speed up the race. This way, we're not starting on lap 0, because before the initial green flag drops, they don't count laps at all. So, mainly it's used in the beginning of the race, just get them going, but...
So on a caution, there's no laps calculated?
No,
which I
on
knew
a
that.
regular caution, though.
There's no.
Before
and then
the-
green, yellow, they do count the laps.
Yeah, when the race initially starts, where they...
Sounds backwards. During a regular
Caution, they do.
caution, are they counting laps?
Yeah, but what
During
I'm
a
saying...
green-yellow caution, they might not be.
Oh,
And I think it's a matter of the tracks, depending on the track.
I don't think so. Because I think it's... They do mainly green yellows when they...
Beginning of the race.
Beginning of the race, and they are counting laps.
And they all count.
Okay. Are you going to look
I would say it's another one of those things that's up in the air as to what NASCAR feels like at the moment.
I don't know. But...
I didn't want to lose my spot.
You're not even... We're not even there. That's after the break. She's already done with the show. Have a nice night. We'll see you tomorrow. So...
It's this new phone. If you hear Sal's Pizza Pickup, just let me know.
Oh, yes. I'd
While
like,
you're there.
But, I don't know. Just something I was thinking of, and like I said, I could see where NASCAR was like, okay, let's get the main surface and maybe some of the apron dry to get them back underway, but think about the crew guys that are running over the wall, and they have cars going by, and anything can happen. Edwards had that either way. Congratulations, Carl Edwards, Dave said, and then whatever happened with the caution lights, was it a good... It was a good thing. The way the rain hit would have been a mess.
Yeah, you discussed that earlier already. Right, yeah.
Okay. So, now, I know you were saying before you had a couple questions from your friend. Did you want to ask those?
Which friend? Very suspicious question.
I don't know.
I don't remember now.
It's your time to ask him.
We were, of course, discussing my driver, Dave Blaney.
Yes.
He's a guy that I followed ever since my first race. It was my very first race, and the first lap he crashed, and I sincerely felt really bad for him. I didn't know anything any better. But every week he goes and he, like, what was it? Vegas and then and then Bristol, and I don't remember the ones before. Daytona.
Phoenix.
Oh, Daytona was the heartbreaker. I mean,
He came off turn 4 and he didn't even start his lap. He came
But
off and the
how
engine
does it-
blew up.
So here's my question. Here's one of them. One of many. But I was talking to another friend, and we were discussing, he's got to be somewhat good to at least get there, to the NASCAR circuit, right? Sorry if I'm using the wrong lingo. But like she was saying, is something has to be different about him, because then any celebrity with a lot of money could just jump in and start racing, which we know some celebrities that do, right? Not that we know them personally, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like Blaney, I know he doesn't really do well.
Just for the record, my dad and I always pick on her. That's why she's laughing.
Dad, you, all my friends.
Dave.
Dave.
Especially.
But in all seriousness, here's a guy who is obviously good enough to be there, to contend. Yes, he may not have the right cars in order to get there. I don't know what the deal is. But, you know what I mean?
Well, in all honesty,
what qualifies him to even go to qualifying?
would you like to answer this? Because I actually might not know this.
I'm not really quite sure what your problem with it. He's a good driver,
Yeah.
but he's got some very bad luck.
That's just
You know,
simply.
a lot of people talk about how great a driver is and how wonderful the team is. And yes, it all counts. But one of the biggest factors in racing remains pure luck. If you're driving around at 200 miles an hour and somebody drops a part and you hit it,
Yeah.
that's
Like,
the luck.
you're
That's
done.
the way it is.
Like
Yeah.
Parker Klingerman yesterday.
Right.
The battery
Agreed.
dropped out of one car. He just went
He
right
hit it
over and he
and he
spun out.
was
Oh yeah.
he
Yellow
lost.
battery pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of, everybody says, you know, the driver is wonderful. And yeah, most of them are fantastic people. But a lot of it is luck. An awful lot of it is luck. You know, I've always believed that being a little lucky doesn't hurt you at all.
Especially today. Sorry, I just gotta plug that. But I don't know. I guess his heart's just in it too, and I think that's pretty cool.
But what makes it that a driver can get to NASCAR? What makes it that a driver like Dave Blaney,
Like,
every
will they
week,
finally just say, "Sorry, you're just not making it"?
yeah, will NASCAR ever
Or-
step in and be like, hey,
NASCAR can't do that. It's only that's entirely up to the what do you call it? The team owners.
so are you telling
If
me
the team owner likes you, it doesn't matter whether you run in the last place every single race.
we don't even start.
You can run as long as you qualify.
And you have a sponsor.
You do have to qualify,
Yeah.
and yeah, sponsorship is a very important thing.
Well, you have to start a race to get sponsored. Sorry.
Well, what do you call it? You've
I'm
got
sorry.
the grand old man there that runs almost every race. Yeah, I don't fit him too often, Shepard, but he's there.
See the guy in his 80s?
Yeah, he just what do you call? He's there and he runs, and people like him,
That's awesome.
and you know he qualifies. So as long as you qualify, you run.
I
So,
mean, look at the
are-
luck. All joking aside, look at the luck Blaney almost had a couple years ago when the jet dryer blew up. Just saying, he almost was the winner of the Daytona.
Yeah, almost. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
That would have been an incredible
Who knew Dave Blaney had so many friends?
story. Cinderella story or something. You know?
Yeah.
They still tease Ambrose tremendously about that.
Ambrose? Or
Yeah.
Montoya?
It was
Wait,
Ambrose,
it was
wasn't it? That
Montoya,
had
I
the-
think.
Montoya.
Oh, it was
crashed.
Montoya? Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Okay, sorry.
Jeez.
No,
Yeah.
they don't tease him anymore. He's not there.
It's kind of mean.
He's in the other racetrack.
People were saying that Montoya went to IndyCar because there are no jet dryers.
It's a possibility.
Montoya, you're all set now. They don't have jet dryers here. But are you saying that if we had the money, and I was old enough, we could go down to NASCAR and enter for the Daytona 500?
You have to pass the tests, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to have a NASCAR license, and in order to get a NASCAR license, you have to pass quite a few tests. But yes, if you got the money to support a car, and even without sponsors, and you qualify, yes, you can run.
So that's how we get in.
That's pretty awesome. I think that's awesome.
Well,
I truly hope that he makes it into a race. I
And
mean,
I'll-
we're only somewhat into the season.
I think that Dave benefited better when we did single car runs last year. Because in practice, the team could set, okay, listen, this practice right now sets our order for qualifying. Let's get high up, this way we're one of the last cars out, and be able to knock somebody else out, this way we're in. With this knockout qualifying, they go out and they do 2 laps, they do their best. That's in the first 5 minutes. They have 25 other minutes of just sitting around hoping you don't get knocked out. And also, maybe because he switched teams, he's having a hard time maybe transitioning to the new teams, to the new team members,
The
the
big
crew. Like saying, like, yeah, the car's a bit snobby tight. Okay, so let's do 2 rounds when that really
That's
only
a
means
ver-
half a
that's a
round.
very good point too.
Or
You need your driver and crew to communicate properly.
so
Yeah.
maybe when it comes to Daytona in July, he might, like, that's the unofficial halfway point of the season. That we might see Dave back in the swing of things because
It's very possible.
He's getting warmed up.
Heck, he could come here to NHMS, and boom, he's in the top 36 in standings, which also is one of the reasons why he's struggling, because when they have a cutoff, they have 36. If you're in there, you're in on speed. That back, 36 to 43 is on owner points, right?
It's on a whole bunch of different things.
Okay, well,
Owner points, past championships, lots of factors involved in it.
depends on the driver, really.
Yeah.
So, like for Dave, it would be owner points.
Very probably.
So, his team, one of the newer teams, doesn't have the owner points.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're having a hard time because they have, if he qualifies 40th, and you have a couple other drivers behind you that has owner points, they're going to pass him, sending him back.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And owner points are, I know I knew this before, but I can't
owner
remember.
points are, it's like NASCAR has more than 2, but 2 championships going. They have the driver championships, which Keselowski is now actually in the lead for driver championships, and that only goes to the driver. Now also, between him and Joey Logano, that's Team Penske right there. So now that is owner points for Roger Penske.
Yeah,
So
he's
that's
scoring from both of them.
Yeah.
He's getting points from both. Gotcha.
getting
Yeah,
points from
yeah,
both
Yeah.
to then go.
Yeah.
So like you have the standing for drivers, which is let's say Keselowski, blah 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 blah, and then with owner points it would be Team Penske, Stewart-Haas Racing, Hendrick Motorsports, and they also have Manufacturers Championship, which is Ford, Toyota, and Chevy, and can't think of any others. Is that it? Owners, drivers, and manufacturers.
There's probably all sorts of little ones in there, but I'm not sure.
Um,
What do you think of those Fords, though?
Keselowski's got the Team Penske's got qualifying down. I'm glad Denny Hamlin came in and went, no, sit down. But Ford swept this weekend, didn't they? Except for Kyle Busch on Nationwide, because they won at Sebring.
4 out of 5 of the
Yeah.
top cars were Fords.
Yeah. Also, they won at Sebring. The Chip Ganassi cars are Ford. They won at Sebring, and they won at Bristol. And I know that they were saying 4 out of the 5 races could be won by Fords.
Wild.
So, Ford dominated. Any other questions before we go to break and then virtual race and points championship and final lap and
Nope. I think I'm all set.
no
Thank you very much for asking.
no problemo. Okay,
Very
so
kind of you
we are
to take an interest in me. Thank you.
okay. So we're gonna take a break. On the other side of this break, I'm gonna race on Fontana, which I have a feeling I'm gonna be laughed at. And then we'll do the points championship, and then the final lap, and we'll end out the show. And yeah, now she's texting, so she should
No, I
get
was just
her.
trying to wake my phone up.
She should get her 2-week notice any minute. So have a good. We'll be right back. Welcome back live here to Racing Hotspot Weekend Roundup. It's time for the virtual race. We're racing at Auto Club Speedway. Hey guys, guess where I qualified? 43rd. Out of how many cars? 43. So,
Go home.
dead last. Dead last. Look, if we did reverse wheel, I'd be leading. Uh-oh. Look who's on the outside in front of me. 4 laps, by the way. 4 laps. Whoa!
What track is this? Bristol?
No, this is like a...
Auto Club Speedway. We actually flew over it when we went to California.
Oh. In Sonoma?
No. Sonoma's a road course. This is a 2.5 mile trial cookie cutter. Whoa! Car is getting light. We're climbing hard. Woo! Henry goes right up to 28. He jumps by 2s when they're double file. Makes sense. Whoa! Easy. Ah! controlled spin. Here's a replay. See, I'm all over the place. Coming down, you're not clear. We're going to go into overtime now.
You know, I love you. If you ever want to be an actual race car driver, I may not want to invest in it. Stick to the commentating. Just saying.
I'm better on the actual track. Alright, I've never driven on the actual track, so... Here we go.
You were pretty good on your bike. Sickle.
28. And we're on lap 4 of 6. Oh, I hit the apron. That's going to send Menard into the wall. And me right there. And Stenhouse is all over the back of me. And now I'm losing it. 3 wide. He's in the wall. And now, oh, there goes Blaney. Just wrecked Dave Blaney. Oh, God. Look, there he is. 36. 36. Watch out.
Oh, man. Poor guy.
You know, when I said I was going to wreck him, I was kidding. Not actually intentional. Alright.
Just keep in mind you're 43rd out of 43.
Actually, I'm not. Let's take a look where I am.
Keep going.
There I am. 31st. And Blaney, 34th. Alright, everybody. We got to watch out here because we might have a retaliation from Dave Blaney. He actually will do that. These drivers will do that to me. Rookie.
Has his son ever run a NASCAR?
Uh-huh. Ryan runs all the time.
I
Alright.
thought he was just a truck guy.
Green-white checkered attempt number 2. Going into turn 1. 25 car of the knucklehead Devin Poslusny. Trying to make it stick. Stenhouse moving on the outside. Oh God, people in the wall in front of him. Apparently we have an earthquake upstairs. Camera probably just shook. Trying to do something. Coming to 2 to go. I'm gonna text Dad. Whoa, he just sideswiped him. 2 laps to go. Here I come. Uh-oh. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. Alright, I don't mean to brag, but I'm going to anyway. Let's see if it shows.
Did you back up?
Yeah, but not for, look at this. I'm coming up, coming up. Look at this. Woo! Saved it. I'm
Nice
awesome.
job.
Got out of the throttle. Held my line. Here comes the 55 now, coming to the white. Coming to the white. People backing off now because I'm a crazy driver. And now I'm going up the track. Here they come. Oh! We're going to get caution before the white's taken. Nope, white's going to be out. And here comes Devin. Big wreck on the front straightaway. Half the field's not even going to make it to the checker flag. There's Dave Blaney. Field halfway down the back straightaway. Tony Stewart leading. Now I'm doing grass donuts. Hey, look, there's Dave Blaney. Yep, see? Dave.
You're really taking a liking to him.
No, I think he's just trying to get to me to wreck me. Wouldn't surprise me. Alright, now I'm just having fun. Being mean. Ooh. There goes the leader. Haven't even made it to the checkered flag by yet. Alright, this is just bloody murder. Alright, that's the end of the race.
You're dropping out of the race?
Yep. User! Now to the...
Sorry, that was my inside voice.
Now to the Racing Hotspot Points Championship. Welcome back live here to Racing Hotspot. I always say that like we're coming back to commercial. You just saw the worst race. The worst driver ever raced at Fontana. Ouch.
Devin Poslusny.
Yep. I was actually going for one of my best finishes. Las Vegas.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Las Vegas.
Sorry.
Las Vegas was 43rd. Bristol was 43rd, I believe, right? Because I wrecked on the last lap.
Yeah.
Consistent.
Then Auto Club coming to the white flag. I was in 30th. Yeah, that's not good.
I'm
But
sorry.
still.
Better than 43rd.
Yeah.
I missed my cue.
Better than 43rd. Then I was going into the last corner, coming to the white flag, got up, came down, created the biggest wreck in Auto Club history. They already took the white. I'm in the grass in Victory Lane. I was cheating. Hey guys, I'm here. No. And then I had to be a knucklehead and try to spin out Paul Menard, which then created the leaders to wreck. Next race, Martinsville. Hopefully we'll do better.
Was Paul Menard driving the Menards?
Yeah.
I just figured that out.
Now to the points championship. So this was the race in Bristol. So here's the picks for Bristol. Art had Jimmy Johnson for 5th, Jeff Gordon for 4th, Dale Earnhardt Jr. for 3rd, Denny Hamlin for 2nd, and Kyle Busch for the win. Joe had Matt Kenseth for 5th, Casey Kane for 4th, Tony Stewart for 3rd, Jeff Gordon for 2nd, and Kevin Harvick for the win. I had Kurt Busch for 5th, Joey Logano for 4th, Carl Edwards for 3rd, Matt Kenseth for 2nd, and Brad Keselowski for the win. Dave had Kevin Harvick for 5th, Matt Kenseth for 4th, Kyle Busch for 3rd, Dale Earnhardt Jr. for 2nd, and Jeff Gordon for the win. So here's how it all played out. Dave got 10 points, I got 6 points, Joe got 2, and Art got 12. Now, the way that works is Dave got the win, I got 3rd, Joe got 5th, and Art got 4th and 2nd.
I don't see my name up there.
We'll get to you in a minute. Here's the official standings as of right now. Dave got 22, has 22 points. I have 30. Art, newcomer, has 56, and Joe Mackey has 47.
Newcomer or the smartest. Sorry.
Bristol winner, Art. That's actually the first week out of the last 2 weeks that we haven't had a tie. So Fontana, Martinsville, Texas, Darlington, Richmond, Talladega, Kansas, all-star race. That's your couple race outlook. So you wanted to... Oh, God. You wanted to...
Is there something on my face?
2-week notice?
I've been fired already. Before I even started.
Many times. So you wanted to say some things on that.
I want to raise.
Okay, Ellen John. You wanted to say something on the points championship.
Yes. I have requested...
Excuse me, I really can't take you seriously. Excuse me.
I have requested many times to be part of this championship. And I don't know why I haven't been accepted. Are you afraid that I'll win? Okay, that's not it. No, is there any questions? No. No.
Actually, no, it's
I think it's
funny.
awesome that you guys do it.
Right now, we have 4 people.
When you guys start, you know,
Go ahead.
placing bets on it.
Listen, that's oh my God. We'll be like our own Vegas. All right, Dave's got 5-1. I got 3 to.
Then maybe it's worth my time. I'm only kidding.
Well, right now
I think it's great that you guys do this.
we have 4 people.
It's fun.
We have 4 people in there,
That's awesome.
and right now my team's full. Boom, we're done because only 4 drivers.
You guys should throw a chick in there, though.
Well, we only have
Volunteers?
4 people. As NASCAR is, you only have 4 drivers per team, as you know that, right? So, my team's full. So if you wanted to join, you'd be a separate team, which means we'd have another set of standings for the owner points.
But I'd already be behind.
No, I'm not saying this year. I'm saying next year. So that would then in turn for another point. Yeah, I don't know. I'm confusing myself.
That's
Okay.
It's cool.
So also we can extend our limits and throw in a 5th driver just to see how that goes. Okay. So anything else you wanted to say before we get to our final lap?
Where is next week's race? Where are our drivers headed for next week?
Our drivers are going. Well, NASCAR's drivers are headed to Auto Club Speedway, which my old race book. Hold on. Totally went right by it. Turn it. Which is 2 miles distance, 14 degrees of banking in the turn, 11 degrees on the front stretch, 3 degrees on the back stretch. It is a cookie cutter track, so it is in the shape of. Totally messed this up. Like somewhat like that.
A D.
Yeah, it's a
Why is it called cookie cutter?
Because you know when you have a
All the
cookie
new
cutter-
tracks were going to that configuration.
The D.
And also, if you think about it, you hold the pan up there and it just rolls. Cookie cutter. You know
Nothing
that.
to do with it at all.
Oh.
It's cookie cutter tracks because they're built the same.
I thought.
They're not exactly the same, of
Same
course,
mold.
It's a mold. It's
Same
a
mold.
it's a configuration that works. Let's put it that way.
You had me. I'm like,
Thanks for ruining that. Well, I thought since the first race arc that it looks like, you take it, you grab it there, and you.
a cookie cutter to me is like Winnie the Pooh or Christmas cookie things or. Oh, a cookie or cuts cookie. Whatever. Awesome. So that's where they're going next year. Next week.
Yes.
Yeah, sweet. No, I think I'm all set. Thanks for having me today.
Well, we're not
I
done
really
yet, so don't
enjoyed it. No,
don't
I'm just
make
saying
it
thanks.
Don't make it closer yet. IndyCar, they were actually testing earlier today in Barber Motorsports Park. Let's see if it's on here. Actually, hold on.
I'm having trouble reading the screen. Can you get my glasses?
Just if you look over here real quick, Destination Race Day posted one of my my article about the interview with Taylor Martin, and then Taylor Martin responded to that to Destination Race Day and at Racing Hotspot. Thank you very much for the interview. And then Destination Race Day responded with, "You're welcome. Great. Good luck this year, Taylor." I will respond to that later.
Sweet.
Hold on. IndyCar. By the way, recent news, IndyCar is now the Verizon IndyCar series, so we picked the right phone provider. Hold on. Just saw this. It says, take a lap around the Barbara Motorsports Park. Let's see if it actually plays here. Joseph Newgarden.
That's insane.
Notice the paddle shifters on the steering wheel.
I'd come to like a full stop in a corner like that. I'd lose the race in the corners.
the straightaway.
Gun it in the straightaway, then.
See the right hand flexing, he's shifting up.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
left hand flexing, he's shifting down.
That's
Listen,
awesome.
ready? Maybe not gonna do it.
Why can't I have that in my wrap?
Now,
Right.
down,
You actually
down.
could. In some of the new Toyota models, they do.
Sweet.
The new Jeep does.
Oh, that's awesome.
8 speeds.
So yes, that just
That's crazy.
saw that on Twitter real quick. I thought you guys would want to see that. So hold on one second. Okay, so here's your top 5 from the Barbara. I think I'm saying that right. Barber Sports Park. Barber. Sorry. Willpower top leaderboard. Juan Paulo Montoya, and then Helio Castroneves, Scott Dixon, and then Takuno Sato. That's right. Some of these Twitter handles are just insane. Like Helio Castroneves is.
Sound like you said Hakuna Matata. Lion King.
I know. Some of these Twitter handles are way off because, look here, Helio Castroneves is at H3L.
Helio.
I know that, but it was, yeah. Okay, so that's where IndyCar was this today.
I'm
They
just
also
trying to
have,
help you succeed.
they also have tomorrow's testing, and they start on March 30th. Formula One, well, they kicked off their season last weekend, or this weekend, and they'll be off for a couple more weeks. Will return on March 30th. Global Rallycross, still upset they're not coming back to NHMS. Well, you know that, right?
Ever?
No, they might come back in the far future, but right now they're breaking.
Can we go to another place where they're going to be this year?
If you want to pay to go to Red Bull Stadium in New York, sure.
Oh, that's right. I really
May-
enjoy the rallycross. Sorry.
May 17th is when Rallycross returns. Trucks return March 29th. And then here's the 2 current series that are running. NASCAR Nationwide Series Saturday 5 p.m. on ESPN. They are out in the West Coast. Sprint Cup Series on Sunday 3 p.m. on Fox. So, yeah. So, I'm just looking at how many remotes and technology gadgets I have over here, and you just have a coffee cup and a phone.
But this is all that stuff in one. I just have to figure it out.
Let me see it. Verizon Droid. Check it out. Yeah, all that in one.
My friend told me it took her 6 months to figure that out. I think I'm 1 month in.
Hopefully by the time we're at the July race. By the way, one little quick thing here. Speaking of the July race, we are trying to get a written, maybe audio interview with Jerry Gappins. Last week we were planning on having it, but Mother Nature decided to spoil our plans. Darn Mother Nature.
Why? What did she do?
It snowed.
Oh, you're kidding.
It's still snowing actually today. We have plans to be in Lee in 3 weeks, and there's 3 feet of snow out there.
That's alright. Vermont got 2.5 feet. Does that make you feel better?
No.
Makes me feel better.
Good for you. That just means we're not going to Devil's Bowl for it until June. Or any of the Vermont tracks over there.
Bring snowshoes.
Put studs in the tires. Alright guys, I think this is where turn 1 is. So, we're just gonna mark this with a cone.
Or a cow. Cow dung. Sorry. Don't get me started.
Oh my god. Hopefully you'll loosen up because I feel like you're doing an interview. Oh, thank you very much for having me. Come on.
Come on, we know you're not that nice. No, really, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
I really like it.
You're welcome very much.
Hopefully I didn't slouch too much. I paid attention a little. Or looked like I did. And I asked some good questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Go Blaney.
Go. Which one? Just answer yes. Ryan or Dave?
Dave.
We can all hope and pray.
May the luck of the Irish be with him.
In the upcoming weeks, she might be off, depending on ratings, if our show goes. But in the upcoming weeks, we'll have different co-hosts, guest co-hosts. We might actually have a couple here, meaning some New Yorkers.
And we wish Dave
Yes.
fast recovery.
Yes, speedy recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully the checkered flag will come soon for him.
And we miss him.
Yeah, certainly do.
I think he would have worn a hat.
None of this would have happened. Just so we're girlified me today. Jeez.
Thank you.
Thank you. So
thank you for letting me dress you up one last time.
Now all my friends at school are gonna pick on me. Your mom dresses you up. Oh. Okay.
Thank
you. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It was fun.
Tuck me in before I go to bed.
Russell.
So, I still did not finish my closure out. Okay, so join us next week after the Fontana race in Fontana, California. Same place. Around the same time, either Tuesday or Wednesday. Probably Wednesday because it's a Fontana race, so it's going to be late Sunday night. And, yeah. So enjoy the next weekend's racing. Have a good night. We apologize if my guest co-host offended anybody.
Like me on Facebook.
Are you expecting a link to just pop up here?
Sorry.
Twitter at Chris Poslusny. Okay, so have a good night, everybody. Enjoy next weekend's racing. Goodbye.
Thank you. Take care.
Little girl, you like it loud. Come alive.